Today, we're talking about the film The Story of Everything. It's easy to understand scientifically how life got started once you viewed this documentary. It's also enjoyable hearing famous scientists who have changed their minds and now admit, maybe, I got it wrong. This movie should be watched by everyone who calls himself a believer, and it gave me some ways to explain things to others, simple ways, and I'll explain to you more in a moment. This film takes a broad look at life itself, and we hear from a number of scientific experts, both past and present. The first hour of the documentary explains how big our world really is, and it's massive, and how a miracle in itself that Earth is where it's at and that we're breathing. The second part of the film explains in simple terms how DNA is so complex it requires a creator. It didn't just happen by chance. Not all of the scientists use the word God, but you do hear creator, designer, maker, organizer, and other terms like that used again and again. One of the unique strengths of this film is its inclusion of interviews and perspectives from well known thinkers like Stephen Meyer and John Lennox. These voices help guide the conversation in the movie, asking deeper questions about science, faith, and whether life points to a design or just happened by chance. Spoiler alert if you've read the Bible. You'll notice right away this is not a fast paced, action driven documentary or film, but it's educational and it's easy to understand, and it leans into thoughtful conversations, visual storytelling, and moments of reflection. At times, it feels like a blend of documentary and storytelling, encouraging viewers to think deeply rather than just watch it passively. You'll enjoy that part.
Today, I'm going to tell you a story which may seem very strange to you.
How in the world did this start?
Has the universe always been here, or is it finite?
We want to take our metaphysical hypotheses and see what they point to.
Here is evidence for what can only be described as a supernatural event.
If you're watching this on YouTube or social media, take a moment to like and hit subscribe so you don't miss future reviews from Sharing Movies Worthy. And if there's a comment section where you're watching this, tell us what film made you stop and think about life differently. Share some worthy movies with others. While the story of everything may not constantly quote scripture, the themes are constantly there, and it clearly points towards a biblical truth. I'm reminded of Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6, where it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart." Or in John chapter 1, verse 3, "Through him all things were made," because it really does show us this in the documentary.
Tip of the iceberg. Without guidance, we would get a life-unfriendly universe.
We're dealing with a system of manifold, complex design.
We associate information with a rational intelligence behind it.
The universe, it bears everywhere the fingerprints of its creator.
The concept of life as a cosmic phenomenon should have many consequences.
The story of everything isn't for someone looking for quick entertainment, but for those of us willing to reflect and engage, it's the perfect show. We have no warnings to tell you about for this film. Also, there's a bonus. At the start, Lee Strobel welcomes you into the theater, and he says at the end of the documentary where you can find future resources free of charge. We're doing the work for you. Visit the storyoferything.film for details. Click the resource tab at the top of the page and check out the free downloadable resources, including a leader's discussion guide, group handouts, and even a homeschool guide. It's worthy of checking out. Again, that address is thestoryoferything.film. The film is best for older teens and adults who enjoy deeper conversations. I walked away being able to better explain Earth's perfect place in God's story and how our Father made us individually extra special. It's great for small groups, church discussions, but go it alone and watch the movie yourself if you have the chance. This is one of those films that doesn't just end when the credits roll. It stays with you like an informative sermon. The story of everything is worthy of documentary lovers, and it's worthy of new Christians, and it's worthy of everybody's time that wants to know how science proves there is a creator. And as always, keep sharing the popcorn and keep sharing movies worthy.